In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to create a virtual machine in Azure PowerShell. This skill is essential if you're favoring PowerShell over the Azure Portal or CLI, and it is equally applicable for both Windows and Linux VMs, making it a valuable knowledge base if you're preparing for an Azure certification like AZ-104. Before you dive into creating the virtual machine, there are a few prerequisites we need to cover. Firstly, ensure you have an active Azure subscription. This is crucial as it gives you access to all the Azure resources needed. If you're running locally, you'll also need to install the PowerShell modules. Alternatively, you can simply open the Azure Cloud Shell, which already includes PowerShell and the modules. If you're using local PowerShell, remember to log in using the Connect As account command. Once all that's in place, you need to decide on a few important details for your virtual machine setup. These include the name of your resource group, the geographical region where you'll host your virtual machine, and of course the name of your virtual machine itself. You will also need to determine the VM size, such as standard DS1 v2, which typically dictates the performance characteristics your VM will have. Next, decide on the operating system image, choosing between Windows Server and a Linux distribution that best suits your needs. It's also crucial to select an appropriate authentication method. For Windows, you'll typically use a username and password, whereas for Linux, you often use a username alongside an SSH key. Finally, think about whether you'll require a public IP address for remote access and which ports you may want open. Common ports include 3389 for RDP or 22 for SSH, depending on your operating system. Let's walk through a straightforward example of how you can create a Windows virtual machine using PowerShell. The script we're using today draws inspiration from Microsoft Docs. First, you'll need to declare a few variables. Imagine we're naming our resource group My Resource Group and locating it in the East US region. Then, the name for our VM will be MyWinVM, and we're selecting an OS image identified as Microsoft Windows Server 2022, Data Center, Azure Edition, Latest. To create your resource group, use the command New as Resource Group, Name, RRG name, Location, Location. This will set the foundation for where your VM resources will reside. Next, it's time to spin up the virtual machine itself. The key command is New AZVM, and within it, you'll specify the details such as the resource group name, VM name, location, and image. Additionally, you'll need to specify network configurations including your virtual network name, subnet name, network security group name, and public IP address name. Finally, open the ports necessary for your remote access, for instance, port 80 for HTTP and port 3389 for RDP. Once executed, these commands will efficiently establish both your resource group and the VM inside it, ready to be accessed and utilized as per your needs. By combining these steps, you'll have a robust procedure for creating virtual machines through PowerShell in Azure.